All right. So he moved this 8 times. He moved to the left because we have a negative exponent. All right, that makes sense when you're going to standard or when you're going to standard form, but it doesn't work the other way around. So be careful with your left and rights. All right. Just understand your number's going to be very, very small, and all the circles are going to be, or all the zeros are going to be front to the left. All right. It doesn't matter if you show that 0 in front of the. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they show the 0 in front of the decimal. We've got 3.
I'll do it.
I got it.
I did.
Tell me. There you go. How many times you move? All right, good.
Oh, yeah.
Number 3, you should have gotten 0.00067. 4 zeros from 6. All right.
I think 4.
We got it.
Those confused.
And number 4, we got to move it. Now pay attention because this is where it gets easy. You start practicing. It makes sense. If I move, how many times do I got to move the decimal?
60.
How many times do I got to move the decimal? 5 times. Now I'm going to go to the right because it's positive. 1, 2 to get past the 9. How many more moves I got left?
1, 3.
Yeah, 2 to 5, right? 3 left. So that means I'm going to have 3 zeros. She knows the rules, so it makes it a whole lot easier. All right, so your answer should have been 959,000. All right. So scientific notation. Come on.
I did it. He did.
Scientific notation, standard notation. Listen. This is the crawling part, DJ. All right. We're going to get a little bit harder tomorrow. We're going to multiply and divide scientific notation, and then we're going to get real hard next week. We're going to add and subtract. You might say, add and subtract's easier than multiply and divide. Not in scientific notation. All right. You have to understand which way the decimals move it. It's very tricky. All right. When we start moving 1 or 2 times. All right. You got to know the basics. Now. Y'all need to write this down because some of you are, and listen, you need to watch the video tonight, all right? It's on Moodle, everything's on Moodle going forward, all right? There's 2 operations, all right? There's 2 sections. You're not going to see the other one, but you're going to see it next week. Underneath scientific notation, you're going to see a section 2 or section 4, which is operations with scientific notation. I'm only giving you 5 problems, but they're word problems. Yes. Oh. But I'm going to make it easier on you. You need to write this down. Number 1. Number 1, you're going to divide. All right? It's word problems. Word problems are easy if you know what operation you're doing. Number 1, you're going to divide. Number 2, you're going to multiply. Number 4 is divide. And number 5 is multiply.
Divided.
Number 7 is gonna tell you what to do, so I'm not gonna get that one.
Thank you, Coach.
Now,
Are we done?
now, I'm gonna help you out a little bit because I'm sure the video's gonna be a little confusing.
If we watch it, we do it.
If you watch it. Alright. What are we doing here? Jackson, what are you doing?
Ow.
What's actually going on right here in this problem?
Multiplying.
Multiplying. We have two numbers in scientific notation, and we're multiplying. Now, I have numbers, y'all look at the board, and I have exponents. What do I do when I multiply numbers with exponents? Do that some with wires.
Let's see.
Coach, that's at home.
Shouldn't be.
Oh, that's right. My brother was.
What do I do? Shut your mouths. This goes back to next week. That's why I gotta remember what we learned last week. What do I do when I have numbers with exponents?
Just multiply that number by itself.
I'm going to turn to the multiplication page, and what's it say? Read it out loud, Emma.
Which page?
The right one.
But when multiplying numbers with exponents, multiplying the numbers and add the exponents.
You multiply the numbers and add the exponents. Can this ring a bell a little bit? We multiply the numbers and we add the exponents. What are these? Are these numbers or exponents? Numbers. What are these? You multiply the numbers and you add the exponents. So, this is where it gets a little rough. What's 7.31 times 3.2?
Oh, close, Coach.
The numbers. And what do we do with the exponents?
And
Add. 0.
Add. 10 to the what?
6 plus 1
9 power.
Let me ask you a question. Am I done?
No.
No.
Why?
Because we still do the
Not
exponents.
solved.
I already did.
They don't.
I multiply the numbers
With decimal.
and I. Why?
And then we
You have to.
Because
Why?
it's an exponent. Because it's.
One.
Is 23.392 between 1 and 10? Not in scientific notation. We have to get it in scientific notation. Where do I put the decimal to get in scientific notation? So, I'm not going to tell you, but you have to multiply or divide, and then you have to maybe adjust it, because sometimes it will work out, and sometimes it won't. I have to move that decimal, but if I move the decimal, guess what has to change? The exponent. So this is where it gets hard, because you have to know what you're doing with the exponent. I'm not going to tell you what the answer is, because that's what your job is tonight. What if I have this?
You can do it for us.
I could do it, yes, but I'm not.
How about if I give you money?
I don't need your money.
Yes,
Now, what am I doing up there?
Dividing.
I'm dividing numbers with exponents, which means what?
You subtract instead of add.
I divide the numbers and I subtract the exponent. There's a reason we did this Friday. Because it's hard. What's 2.2 divided by 4.4? And what do we do with the exponents?
You subtract.
What's negative 6 minus negative 3? And don't say negative 9.
Negative 3.
Why?
Because.
When you subtract a negative, what do you actually do?
Add.
You're actually adding. So this is times 10 to the negative 3. Now let me ask you a question. Am I done?
No.
Why not?
Because it's bad.
That's not scientific notation, because guess what?
It's not.
It's not between 1 and 10. So again, you have to adjust it, and you gotta change the exponent. Alright, but you need to watch the video to find out how that works. So, this is what you're doing tonight. You're dividing and multiplying. You got 2 of these, well actually you got 3 division problems, not the 7 division, but it'll tell you that. Listen, if you get a number between 1 and 10, you're done. But if it's not, you have to move the decimal and change the exponent. Alright? Any questions with scientific notation or standard notation? Listen, we're going to be on this for a couple weeks, so it's hard. Alright? Lots of videos, practice, and work.
Sit down.
I think we're ready.
I don't think we know what we're doing.
Coach, I think we're right here. I'm getting ready.
Yeah, you don't need to. We don't do anything.